Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. We're going to be doing a coaching session here, patch 9.8. This is going to be Lulu support.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So special thanks to House Lao, or Wings of Shu, as y'all might know him on the channel. Really appreciate the donation. If you'd like a coaching session yourself, you can just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. I'm happy to set that up for you. It's just $25. Do it on stream. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. You get some commentary from other people in the channel that trying to help you out. We have an awesome, very chill community. Come by. We'd love to have you as well. We start streaming usually around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we usually go till about 1:30 or 2 o'clock with League of Legends. And then lately I've been doing like an hour of Total War after that if you're interested in that. I believe this person is, I don't remember. Iron 1, he says. Okay, he's either lagging or AFK or something. I don't know. All right. In general, did y'all leash for him? If you don't leash for him, you don't want to show in lane unless you have a really specific, like you want to hard push and get level 2 or like help contest the scuttle or something like that. You want to just like hang out and wait till the first wave is at about half health and then show up. Then they won't know where you started. Now, honestly, like in Iron, a lot of people probably aren't going to pay attention to jungle pathing, so they're not going to like, you know, communicate or process really well what that means if you show up early to lane. You know, they'll say, you know, they might know to say, oh, jungler started topside, maybe. They'll say that, but then they won't really, like, track the path. So, it may not be a huge deal, but it's a good thing to get, like, into practice with. Okay. Nice. Looks like he's going to get him. Oh, maybe not. Maybe troll. No, I got him. The old Ashe support. Is it Caitlyn support? Or the other? You definitely want to get your Q first or second. That's like your main poke. You should walk up and Q her. You need to walk up, Q her, or E her, and then Q. Like that's your poke pattern. You walk up, E, if you can, get an auto attack in there, and then Q and walk away. Unless you're going for an all-in, then you just keep autoing them. Yeah, you need to be playing Lulu pretty aggressively early on. Especially because they don't have a heal. Now, they are both kind of long range, so if they start hitting you back, you might have to adjust a little bit. But you've got biscuits coming in. You know, you get, I think you get some healing off of coin. Never mind, not at early. That's at level 2. But I think you're just playing way too far back. Yeah, go up and hit her. I think you're using, like, you're thinking of the shield as like a Janna shield or something. Like, you can use it offensively. In fact, a lot of the time in the laning phase, it should, like, you should be using it offensively. Hey, thanks, Yi, for me. I appreciate it. Yeah, slowly but surely, we're inching up there. We got a lot of really cool regulars. I got to work on my video editing skills this summer, and maybe we can start pulling in some larger new viewers. But we're still getting some, and we are getting a lot of regulars that come out. So yeah, I would harass a little bit more. Hey, Lotus, this is I believe this is Iron 1. Oh, that's too far, though. Use your Q. So, like, after you attach the E to them, you can Q. And it basically will almost automatically hit them, unless they're really good at dodging it. But, like, you aim your... See which side your Pix is on? Let me just pause it here real quick. So, like, if you use Pix on them, and Pix is over their shoulder on the back side, then you would Q, like, to the front side of them, and then Pix will fire that way. if Pix is on the right side of them, then you would Q this way, and it would fire this way and hit them. You can even, you know, if they're lined up correctly, you can hit both people with the Pix. So you, like, E onto her. If Pix is on this shoulder, then you could Q and hit both of them. So it takes a little practice to get used to that stuff. But at least, like, try to E, and then while it's on them, use the Q. Yeah, that was not a good time to go in, though, because you had minions attacking into you, so you were taking a lot of extra damage from minions. And it was kind of uncharacteristically aggressive, so the Jinx probably wasn't ready for it, because you had just been kind of chilling back and just sort of, like, shielding. But then, you know, you ran forward through minions and, like, went for a really aggressive trade, so she just probably wasn't, like, ready for it. Well, okay. Okay, nice. Alright, you got the heal, so the heal is not coming back until like 9 minutes. This is Iron One, Scott. Yeah, just back. You gotta always be careful of Twitch. Whenever you get the ability to ward, you know, once you complete your ward item, you gotta ward his camps. It's kind of like an Evelyn. You can sometimes see Twitch running around off wards when he's not invisible, so he's not quite as bad as Evelyn. You can fight this Caitlyn. Turn around and fight her. She didn't have anything. She's got Relic Shield. Turn on an E her and just start, like, busting her up. I know it's scary because you're, like, used to, you know, other champions being more powerful than you when you play support, but supports do a lot of damage early. Lulu can do a ton of damage. I would have turned around and just comboed her and started auto-attacking her. I think you win versus her. The thing is, like, 80 carries in particular, a lot of them don't do a lot of base damage. They scale with items. There's a couple of them that do, but Caitlyn is not one of them. Yeah, so I think in general, like, the biggest takeaway early on here is just to try to be a lot more aggressive. Like, get up there and just really punish them. I mean, that's one of the best ways to, like, climb out of, you know, iron and bronze is, like, right there you could have E'd the Ashe. Right? You still E her right now. I think you're just looking at the shield primarily to defend rather than as offense early. And I think that early on it needs to be mostly offense. Yeah, there you go. Well, sort of. That's kind of an awkward time. Now that she does have items, though. She's the one who's getting the farm, not the Caitlyn. So it's kind of hard to, you know, 1v1 her, especially if you're not maxing Q and you don't have an amp tome. You should have backed when Jinx back, though, because you're going to be behind on items now. Now Caitlyn has the BF sword, so it's going to be a bit harder. Yeah. I mean, that's good. Yeah, we didn't know where Twitch was either. He could have showed up, so. That is true. But, like, really, you need to probably buy pretty soon. How much gold do you have? Yeah, you got 1,400 gold. I mean, people talking about names, like certain names couldn't be Korean or Chinese. You got to remember that, like, a lot of people, you know, they could look a certain way and actually be, you know, a different way. You know what I mean? They could have a different culture. So it could be, like, a Chinese American or something that looks straight Chinese but has lived in America and they want to name their kid James or Scott or whatever, right? Or that might just be something they go by. I know that in my class, you know, I've taught a lot of Chinese students at my previous university, and a lot of times, if their names are hard for Americans to pronounce, they'll just say, you know, call me Jenny, or something like that. Like, I had so many of them say that. And they're perfectly cool with that. They're just, like, used to people not being able to pronounce their names. And a lot of them have some kind of nickname that's, like, Americanized that they go by.
We need to regroup.
Because they don't want to stick out, you know, like they just, a lot of times, you know, they just want to go to class, do their thing. I don't know, that's how I saw it most times. So I tried to pronounce it first day, but almost always, I'd say like 70% of the time, they had something that was like an Americanized name or like a really short version of it that was easy to pronounce. Ardent, okay. Nice. I'd say push this in and go get Dragon. You could maybe get the tower itself, but she's gonna defend it. I would just get Dragon with Kayn. Twitch is middle. I mean, Kayn's probably gonna get the Dragon anyways, but you guys are not really doing much anyways. You might as well just come over here and help him. Let him do it safer, do it faster, and then he can get back to his jungle or like back and go gank faster. So if Twitch did roll up there invisible after pushing mid, he maybe could have killed him. Or he gets executed by red. But yeah, I would have done something. Either the Kayn stays with you and you just take this tower, or you go get the Dragon with Kayn.
Shut down.
I think we have some people in the channel that are in their 50s, at least. Maybe older than that. They're definitely... I think the average age in the channel is between 25 and 35, according to YouTube Analytics. The 18 to 24 is pretty close. It's about 50-50 on that. We only have like 5% or less, I think, of people that are under 18. I don't mind our young viewers. It's great. But usually, you know, if you have an older host, it's going to be an older demographic a lot of times. I'm just not hip enough with all the new music and memes that the kids are into.
Shut down.
Anyways, what do you got? Okay, so we're about to get Ardent. How much gold do you have? Yeah, you should try to look for a back time to get Ardent. Yeah, Twitch is there. Yeah, just at that point, yeah, just run. Good. Just ult yourself and run away. Yeah, just run. Oh. Yeah, it's an oof. You had to flash that. If you were watching the LeBlanc, though, I could see the arrow catching you off guard. Oh, God. Dude, if she gets away from them, there's no way. They're both so fast. Yep, wrong way. Yeah, they got her. 90-year-old's hip's been replaced. I like that.
I see. Executed.
I'm 35. I just answered. There's a 30-second delay. I assume you heard my answer. I think the bio's kind of old. I don't think we've updated it in like 2 or 3 years. Oh no, it is updated. Okay. We got Ardent. I mean, there's not a ton to like. I mean, I think the biggest takeaway this game, like your team is doing. Your team's not as far ahead as I thought they would be. The biggest thing for me is just that early game aggression. Like, other than that, I think your team fights are good. And we'll see how the macro goes. So far we have, you know, more early trading. You know, you need to level up your E and Q level 1 and 2. And then just go for really aggressive trades, especially if they don't have a heal in their lane. Just look for it. Just have the super aggressive mentality. And if you need to dial it back, you can dial it back later. But, like, start off with that as your default, is aggressive. And then work from there. Just learn how to practice that way. And then, rotating to do that dragon to help your jungler have a safer dragon, I think, was the other big one after the kill. Since you weren't going to take the tower, like, with just 2 people anyway. Yeah, just run, just get out. Let me see, I think you overstayed there. I know you're trying to help people. I get into this, caught up in this too when I play Lulu sometimes. Yeah, so you should not be here at all because they're, you know, Kennan's middle and Jinx is not here. Highly likely there's going to be 4 people here, so you're outnumbered and split up. And then you just got to let him die, I think. Or, like, you walked up, like, right beside him. I think you could have maybe shielded him and then used your Q to slow them down off of that and then run away. If you want to try to save him. That's one thing as Lulu is like, remember if you shield your ally, you can actually use your Q off of the shield on the ally to get further reach so that you can slow people easier. Hey, thanks for the sub, Anas. I appreciate it. But that can be really handy if it's too dangerous to go like really close to a fight, but you need to slow while your team's running. You can E onto an ally, then use that Q to slow. So that might be what you would try to do there. Controlled now. And surfing on him. Yeah. Oh, smurfing on him. I thought you said surfing on him for a second. I was like, some interesting imagery there. I like that. I wish I could surf, man. I tried it like once. I tried to just stand up on the board. I was like, nope, not for me. I've never been very good at board sports. I was pretty good at, like, not like, you know, super good at traditional sports, but I was like, you know, competitive in pickup games like basketball, and I was decent, you know, track, long distance runner, cross country runner, and stuff like that in high school. But board stuff, I was never a board sport person. Although I think it is very cool. I've been watching a lot of like scenic skateboard videos on YouTube randomly. I don't know how I came across that, but just people like just skating down like old country roads in the Alps and things like that in Switzerland. I'm like, man, that looks so cool. Just like some extreme mountain biking and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. Anyways, what do you got here? Locket next. Wait, what? Oh, you're going Zeke's? I mean, they do have Twitch, I guess. It doesn't feel like Jinx. I mean, look at this Jinx, though. Like, she runs Guardian Angel, Zeal, Vampiric Scepter. So it's like, you're not getting a lot of value out of Zeke's because she's not doing that much damage. Like, her KDA's okay, but it's the Kennen that's winning this. So I would try to get something that plays around the Kennen a little better. And I would definitely be with your team instead of split pushing right now. Like, 100%. I mean, it is nice to get pressure in side lanes, but when your team's grouping up like that, since you don't have teleport and you're the support, like, you don't split push that fast. So I definitely would not recommend that. Yeah, you should be with your team. I would do Redemption.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Nice, congrats, Mike. That sounds awesome, buddy. That is really good. Yeah, like, you're taking this so slowly. Like, they've been over here for, like, 3 minutes. You know, like, working this base. You need to ping them back. I mean, they might win anyways, but, like, they're probably going to just win it anyways. Like, a 4v5 over here, but spawn timers are so low right now.
Red team's turret has been
Yeah, I mean, they've had, like, 5 fights over here or something before you could even get this tower up here. Okay. Nah, don't split pushes, Lulu. Like, not for that long. You know, if your team's trying to group up for Baron or something and no one's pushing middle, it's like, okay, sure, push one wave if you have time, and then go join your team. But yeah, usually as support, you don't want to be off in side lanes by yourself for really extended periods of time, right? You either, if you're getting farm, it's either because you're holding lane or because you're trying to push, you get priority for an objective and no one else is close that can get that farm. Like, that's the only time when you really want to get farm, unless, you know, you're a relic shield support, obviously. I had someone in a previous video, I said something like, you know, the support economy is different because you don't get CS. And they're like, excuse me, have you forgotten about the relic shield supports? I'm like, that doesn't count as CS, guys. That's, I mean, I guess, if you want to count it that way. But that, I just consider that gold generation, like, on par with the other 2 gold items. I don't, like, consider that actual CS. But anyways. Okay, so yeah, definitely stay with your team at the end of the game there. You know, don't split unless it's for a very specific reason for a very limited amount of time. Early game, I think early game is a big point where I think you can gain a lot of elo. Because if you just are more aggressive, you just walk up, just wait until they are going for CS, their AD carry, and when they go for that last hit, you just walk up, E them, auto attack them, and then use the Q off of the picks to hit them. And if you're doing that properly with Airy and Scorch, you're going to take them to like you're going to knock off like a third of their health early on. If you get an Amp Tome early, if you have a back and you have enough gold for an Amp Tome, you can take off like half of their health early. Because Lulu does quite a bit of damage. So I would definitely look for more trades like that. And if you want to push in, it's hard to push against an Ashe Caitlyn bot lane, I guess. But if you want to push, like getting more points in Q can also help you push up if you want to contest scuttles and things like that. But I think the biggest thing is just look to be aggressive. Like, take some trades consistently. One thing to watch for when you're doing that too is watch how big the minion stack is. If it's a cannon minion and there's like 6 other minions around it, you might want to wait for a little bit and thin out that wave. So maybe you use 1 Q and then start auto attacking to help thin the wave. Don't take the CS, just get the stuff low. Then once your AD carry starts clearing some of that out, then you can go for the trade. But yeah, you don't want to walk up into a bunch of CS because whenever you press E, it's going to aggro all of the minions to you. So be a little aware of that. You did have one aggressive moment there, but the problem with that was you had already been like pretty passive for most of the lane, like the first 4 minutes, and your AD carry wasn't ready for it. Like, they just were expecting you to kind of chill, and then you went out and like 3 minions were hitting you, and you tried to go for a really aggressive trade, and your AD carry just wasn't on board. So if you're consistently aggressive and you're picking good spots when the minion wave is kind of thin, then I think you could gain a lot of elo. Because a lot of people just don't know what to do when they're facing like a lot of aggression from a support in the lane, especially like in Iron, Bronze. If you just roll up and you're just showing a lot of like measured aggression, not like all in every fight, but you know, just taking really good clean trades. Like, you just walk up, E auto, walk away, Q. You know, a lot of people don't know what to do about that. You can just run them out of lane by yourself with things like Nami or Sona or Lulu. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, and then the macro at the end, I would say Zeke's is rare on Lulu. It's a cool interaction with her ult, but your AD carry needs to be really fed to make that worthwhile, or they need to have like an AD assassin that's extremely difficult to avoid the damage, like a Zed or a Talon that's really fed, something like that. But in general, I think that getting something like Redemption or Athene's is probably going to be better in most cases. But yeah, so just be more aggressive early, join the team later, think about the itemization, default to Redemption after Ardent Sensor if you're not sure. I'm trying to think of anything else in the mid game to recap. That one fight kind of near dragon. Oh, you should have rotated a dragon after you got the kill and pushed the lane up bot lane if you weren't going to be able to get the tower. Had to be tower or dragon. You did end up getting the dragon, but it was really unsafe. Kayn got pretty low, and Twitch cleared mid lane and could have been rotating there. Even if your jungler is like, I got it, I can do it, a lot of times you still want to go help them so they do it faster, right? So they can back and then get back in the jungle, start farming, start ganking even more. So you just want to make sure those objectives are secure and fast. But anyways, okay, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. As always, I really appreciate it, Wings. Anyone else out there that would like a coaching session, you can email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. I'm happy to help you out. It's just $25. We can do it on stream just like this one. If you want to watch more coaching sessions, I'll have a link in the description. I think this is going to be like the 174th or something coaching session on the channel. So we have a ton. If you just want to flip through, find some of your favorite champions, listen to some commentary on them. I've got you set up with that. Also, have several champion playlists. So if you want to go through and just watch like a bunch of Nami games or Tahm Kench or Lulu, whatever you're trying to learn them, and I'm not currently playing that champion in the meta right now, you can always find some backlog videos of that. You know, sometimes items change, but in general, the playstyle is going to remain consistent for a very long time with most supports. So, you know, like I said, the itemization might change. Maybe the runes change a little bit, but the way they're played is often very, very similar. Sometimes it changes. But the point is, I think you can still learn a lot off of those videos if you're interested in trying to learn a champ, even if it's, you know, a little bit of an older video. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.